This is the story of how I found my dream apartment in Lagos.
Welcome back to my channel.
Somewhere in the middle of 2025, I made one of the biggest decisions of my life. I decided to leave my comfort zone to find my own place in Lagos.
So I moved into Lagos in 2020, February 2020 during COVID.
And I lived with my auntie and family in VI. I lived there for 6 years.
I was staying in a house that had 24 hours light, water, food, proximity to a lot of, happening places. It was fun. Like that was practically my comfort zone.
But if you know anything about house hunting in Lagos, you know it is not for the faint-hearted.
It is a struggle.
At some point, I actually started looking for a husband just so I could rent a house. But somehow, after a year of house hunting across Lagos mainland and the island, I finally found the place that was meant for me.
House hunting for me started as a business decision rather than, lifestyle.
February 2020, I packed my whole life into a suitcase and moved to Lagos. And for 6 years, I lived with family, got comfortable, and quietly built my creative agency from my bedroom.
But when you start a company, right, your company starts to grow and you start to need space because with growth comes change. And there's space to think, and there's space to work, and there's space to host my staff.
I had a budget, I had a plan, and most importantly, I had something that most people don't have when they start house hunting in Lagos.
The first thing that helped me was I did not start house hunting from a place of desperation. When I started house hunting, I almost did not even need a house. I was chilling. It is one thing when your landlord is like telling you to move out and you have to house hunt. In that kind of situation, you are desperate and you are going to rush through your options. You are not going to have the time to actually look through your options and make a decision.
For a fresh start, the plan was simple. Move to Surulere or Yaba, stay close to my island clients, pay less rent, make it work. So on paper, it made sense.
I got to Surulere. I'm seeing small houses for 3.54 million, 2-bedroom apartment, and I'm like, hold the fuck on.
It literally looks very small. So in 2 months' time, they'll be done with this house. Let me make a video of the fantastic house. See the front. We've not even gone far. See front of house. Ah.
Why are these houses small? The price was not the problem. It was almost within budget. But this is the house you're gonna give me. This tiny cubicle is what I'm going to be living in. No, we're not doing that.
I don't know why they use these doors, for example, now. Explain 1, 2, 3, 4. Very shapeless sitting room like this. And there's one corner here. I just feel like the only thing that will turn me off is this room.
Distance already was a sacrifice. It's uninspiring. I'm sorry. For a content creator, I'm not about to take a small house that looks like a cubicle as my first house in Lagos. Very uninspiring, very uninteresting. Nah, I'm not, no. And I think I went for house hunting on the mainland just twice or one time. Once, and that was how I dropped my mainland house hunt. I decided, okay, you know what? Let's come back to the island, but let's go further down. So I'm talking Chevron. So we went to Chevron and I did my first house hunting in Chevron. The house was nice. It had a view overlooking some kind of water canal thing with green landscape and vegetations and everything. Like the house was good. I really loved the house on first sight. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. Let's start the process. That was the first time I would even fill a form for any house. I filled the form, I gave them the form, I went to my house, just praying. They told me what the problem could be. They said, oh, no, it's not going to be a problem. The results came back. Landlord said,
They don't want a single girl.
that's a thing. Like, you reject people for houses because they are single. And that was the first slap on my face. After that house that I really liked and I really wanted to take and I got that, I withdrew. I don't want to say I was done, but I was close to giving up. Not because I had been house hunting for a long time, funny enough. Not because I was already tired, but because it just didn't make sense to me. Like, your reason for me not getting a house is because I'm single. So I just stepped back and I'm like, what the fuck? 4 months later, I decided to pick myself back up to try again. But the further I went into the island, the worse these excuses got. They tell me, oh, you're a woman, you're single. We don't want single women.
How dare you, as a woman, be looking for a two-bedroom apartment in Lagos?
Where do you think you're getting your money from? The room is small now. The room is small. Let me see something. There's the storage. The storage here. Here's the kitchen. I like the dining area. I did not understand it for the life of me why I could not get an apartment because I was single. Yeah, at some point I was getting, oh, are you engaged at least? I went to a couple of houses and the results were the fact that I am single, I am not engaged, I am a woman, and that was it. I did that for 3 months. It was just very, very, very discouraging. This was when my house hunting turned into husband hunting. Because at some point, I then started looking for a husband. Genuinely, I literally went house hunting with my male friends. They'll take me, they'll pretend to be my husband. I'll fill the form. Because these landlords they don't make it easy. You just make us lie to you. Because genuinely, I don't even want to be lying to you. Eventually, you are going to become my landlord. I want to have a relationship with you. I want me to be able to tell you, this is what's up with this house. But I had to do what I had to do, right? So I started husband hunting, almost like fraud. And I don't know why I needed to commit fraud to be able to get an apartment in Lagos. I would never understand it. The good thing was that for my final house, I did not have to do any of that. And that was why I said when I find my house, I would know that this is my house. So I'm currently at what might seem to be my final apartment search, and I love it. It's my first apartment, and gosh, it feels like somewhere you stay for a very long time. Like, I don't see myself living here anytime soon, but I do love it, and I think we've come to the end of our house tour. I hope. What I did eventually was handing off house hunting. So I just looked for the house and I told my dad, "You're going to eventually get me this apartment." Call the landlord, talk to the landlord, tell the landlord you're the one getting the apartment. Immediately, I found a house that I really liked. My dad eventually spoke to the landlord. My dad got the house. His name was on the form. He paid for the house. I mean, I paid for the house, but I sent it through him and he was able to get all of that sorted. That was how I was able to get an apartment in Lagos. Getting an apartment in Lagos is not for the faint-hearted. I kid you not. When you're house hunting in Lagos, shine your eyes. I've gone to places that we had to go back and talk to the tenants and ask them what's going on about this house. What would you say about this house? Is there light? Is the light good? You know, all of that shebang. You have to do your due diligence because this agent will not tell you shit. So you have to end up doing all these things by yourself.
And the house, when I walked in, I just knew. No second guessing.
When I saw my house, I knew that was my house. Like I just entered and I told the woman, "This is the one I want." Why can't I catch the sunset? I have to be able to catch the sunset. I'm almost back in my comfort zone now because my house has eventually become my comfort zone and I really love it here. I'm so grateful to God for giving me somewhere like this to be in, to pay for, and to live in. The struggle was real, but what is meant for you will not pass you.
1 year, one city, two sides of Lagos, and it led me here.
My next video, I'm probably going to give like a little tiny house tour or empty house tour and, you know, show you guys what I eventually got. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Toodles!